What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're back in Zwift racing again, this time not in Crit City. This is the 3R Volcano Flat Reverse Race. It's 3 laps around the Volcano Flat, and that totals almost just under 23 miles and about 138 meters of elevation gain. So overall a pretty flat race, but also the longest race I've done to date. Almost 23 miles is even maybe double kind of what I'm used to at Crit City. So we just got through the start. Now we're 3 miles in, kind of forming a group. This is the bunch that I start with. In this race, all categories race together. So I'm a Cat C rider, but if you look on the right hand side, there's 145 riders, and I'm currently in a group of B's and C's, and I even see a D rider in there as well. So the A riders are here as well. They're just faster, so they're probably well ahead of us by now for the most part. We're sitting kind of mid-pack, but this is exactly where I want to be for now. The issue I run into is I'm just pushing a little bit too many watts too early in the race, so I'm kind of sitting closer to my threshold, which ends up being a little bit too fast. So we skip forward again 3 more miles. We're now going around the volcano. Currently in that same group still, so I've stuck with them for 6 miles, but I'm really starting to feel it. We kind of go up this riser here, and I'm hanging off the back. This was an after work race. I think it was a 5 p.m. race, and I actually ate Chick-fil-A for lunch. Those spicy chicken sandwiches taste amazing, but maybe not the best thing to eat before a race. So hanging off the edge, and unfortunately this gap gets created, and this is the first time I get dropped. So I'm sure you saw the title. I get dropped 3 different times in this race. This is the first one. So on the bottom left hand side we have the drop counter, and we're at 1, just getting dropped in the middle of this volcano right here. So plan now is to ease off a little bit. Not really going to go over 200 watts if I don't have to. I see there's a group 47 seconds behind, so I'll actually take a while as we jump forward. Now it's been over about 2.5 miles, and this group behind is catching me, so I'll put some watts down up to 300 just to make sure that they don't blow by me. It's important to get up to speed when a group is coming from behind, and just to make sure that you jump in their draft and you're going the same speed as them. So this is a small group. I think it's just 3 of us here, and then we're about to catch 2 more. So it's just a group of 5. This is now, we're on the 2nd lap. So definitely not as large of a group before, a bit more scattered since we were I was on my own. There was this group of 2 in front and this group of 2 behind. So we'll see how long it can stick together. And a bit of a spoiler, but it's not long. I think it's really tough when you're not in a big pack to stick together when everyone's at different paces. So here we go. We skipped forward a little bit. We're now almost halfway into the race, and my heart rate's up there. My legs weren't feeling it. So this was a little bit different than the first time I got dropped. I knew I didn't have it. I think the first time I got dropped, I kind of fell off the back of the group by accident. Not by accident, but I was kind of starting to feel it, and kind of wrong place, wrong time. I found myself a few bike lengths off the back. This one, I just got to a point where I knew it wasn't worth the energy to try to stay with them. I really wasn't feeling great. I knew I was going to blow myself up, and we're not even halfway through the race yet. So drop counter is now up to 2. I've been dropped by that second group that I was with. So again, same as last time, I saw a group. I think this time it was just about 15 or 20 seconds behind me. So here they are. Again, I'm up to speed to make sure I jump on. This is a much larger group this time around. But again, the complexion of this group is much different. So the first group I was in, much faster group. Majority were B's, just a few C's. This time around, it's a bit different. So on the right-hand side, we see most of this group is C's. There's even a few D's, one B that kind of got caught back here as well. But again, I'm in Cat C, so this is big for me. I'm in a group of C's, so I'm racing against all of them. And here we're still on the second lap, so I'm really starting to feel it as we jump forward. And here we are, actually near the end. So I stayed with that group for, it looks like over a lap. I apologize, I'm trying to remember this race from yesterday as I'm doing this voiceover, but we skipped forward an entire lap. We now have a mile left, and I'm still with this same group. So just a mile, my heart rate's up there. I'm still feeling it, but kind of what I was alluding to earlier, it's just easier to stay in a bigger group. The paces kind of even out. In a small group of just a few people, it's easier for a quick surge to get dropped, but in a big group, it's a bit easier to stay together. So even though I was feeling pretty poorly, I was able to stay with this group for, it looks like about 10 miles, as now we're under a mile left, and again I get dropped. Drop counter is up to 3 just momentarily, but this one hurt. I mean, I was pushing so hard to stay with this group, and I just got to a point that, I mean, my stomach didn't feel good, my heart rate was high, my legs weren't feeling it. I did everything to stay with this group as long as I could in the race, but it just wasn't quite enough. So skip forward to the end. I'm kind of all here by myself, 85th out of 145. So this is what happened. I'm used to the short races. I tried to do a long one, but this is part of the path towards getting better and becoming more versatile. But today I was dropped 3 times. Hopefully it's less in the future. This is definitely a learning experience for me. So thanks everyone for watching. I enjoy doing these breakdowns, so there'll definitely be more in the future. But until next time, this is Cadman Cycling, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.